Hi everyone, Dr. Nemechek here. I want to touch on a simple concept that inflammation affects everything that's wrong with you. If you're seeing a medical professional for something other than a routine physical and you feel fine, okay? If you have any symptoms, any medical issue going on, you need to address inflammation in addition because it is, even though it may not be the trigger of the event, it is influencing the event in terms of maybe outcome and the pain, symptoms you're experiencing or whatnot. Now, excuse me. So I've got here this graphic I've shown to you guys before. So here's chronic inflammation. As you're older, they'll call it inflammaging. We call it metabolic inflammation, and metabolic's the term we use. It means like a chemical inflammation. That's compared to white blood cells, like Pac-Man being directly involved. And this now is quite clear. This is involved in all these disorders. Many might have some hereditary genes associated with them. Heart attacks, strokes, kidney, hypertension, autoimmune disorders, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, MACD of the eyes, your insulin resistance. Those inflammation prevents your stem cells from functioning. You get neurogenesis doesn't work right, so you have some autonomic disorders here. I mean, you could include in here POTS. It's very common now. Degenerative arthritis, heart valve failure, and then the inflammatory effects have a direct toxic effect. These inflammatory cytokines on the tissue, so you get chronic pain, poor tissue repair, damages blood vessels. That's how you get a stroke or a heart attack, actually. Blood clotting, fibromyalgia, neuropathy in your toes, all right, osteoporosis, and then, some psychiatric issues. It involves everything. And then, well, where's it all coming from? Okay, here's the top part. So I focus mainly on these three things. So overnutrition doesn't mean that you're heavy, even though that does add to everything. This in turn means excess nutrients. So like if somebody gets too much vitamin A, they go blind, all right? Here is a big part is linoleic acid toxicity from vegetable oils, and there's a relative deficiency in omega-3s. AGEs are these molecules that are formed when you heat things too much. And then we have the autonomic nervous system is what controls inflammation in the body. And there's evidence that after concussion, traumatic brain injury, you can have a prolonged inflammation for many weeks to months, as well as those who've had several, say, concussions can have chronic inflammation for years, okay? And it's felt to be due to the inability of your autonomics. They get damaged from that concussion not working well. And then likewise, the autonomics through the parasympathetic branch goes through the vagus nerve. That's how it communicates often to most of your white blood cells. And if that doesn't work properly, say because of high blood sugar or something else, chemotherapy, your inflammation will be even higher, okay, because of that. And then leaky gut. The biggies that we deal with here are SIBO, bacterial small intestine bacterial overgrowth, often referred to just as dysbiosis in the research. But COVID is another biggie. And high-fat diets that are associated with like Atkins eating, ketogenic diet often trigger leaky gut and inflammation. So some other things. So I focus on these three, and then these are other kind of odds and ends issues, okay? Now, let me give you a couple examples of what I'm talking about. So, here, you have an injury or you have surgery. So, say injury, you tear some ligaments in your knee, okay, and you have to have surgery. Or say you don't even necessarily have to have surgery. Say you've just really strained some muscles or ligaments pretty badly. And what happens is, inflammation normally turns on to help repair things, okay? It even turns on to help to repair a surgical incision afterwards. If it's kind of chronically on or elevated, this inflammatory, because you've got these other problems, your pain will be just drawn out. You have worse recovery, you're going to have more problems, you're going to have a worse long-term outcome. because often as this is prolonged and can't shut off, you get more fibrous tissue in the joint, in the area. It can build up. You get limited range of motion and so forth. Okay, so we've taken several professional athletes who have this chronic pain problem, and we just treated with a protocol to shut off the inflammation, and their chronic pain goes away. And they've been through all this PT, and I mean like $1 million PT and therapies and stuff trying to get it to calm down. Okay, very common, very common. Cancer, I don't care what kind. We know that inflammation increases the aggressiveness of cancer cells, and aggressiveness meaning in its ability to grow and how rapidly it can divide. That's fueled in large part by inflammation. And that inflammation also, because when you have cancer, your immune system is trying to fight it. Well, when you have a lot of inflammation, your immune system doesn't work well, and you can't fight it so well. All right? We know that this aggressiveness can make treatments less effective. When you have, like radiation or chemotherapy, they're less effective if people have a sustained and elevated level of inflammation in the body, and you can have more complications. So, for instance, people get neuropathy, say, in their toes or their feet after chemo, and it doesn't go away. That's from chronic inflammation. All right? If you lower inflammation, that will ultimately go away. We do that all the time in people, help them with that. And then you get this radiation or a chemo effect cognitively. People can't think well, and it's often called chemo brain fog. And you lower inflammation, that gets a lot better to the point of completely going away. And then lastly, depression. So depression is actually, I always tell people it's a hardware issue in the brain. So you get an emotional trauma. We now know that'll actually cause cellular damage in the part of the brain that regulates your emotions, your hippocampus. Now the hippocampus is replacing all these neurons, about 90% of them every 3 weeks. And so when people have depression, they have an injury there. Normally what's supposed to happen is the inflammation, these new stem cells will repair the damaged ones and replace them, and your depressive symptoms go away. Okay, that's how that happens, unless you got inflammation. And inflammation prevents that recovery, and you end up then with this chronic depression. Now people say, well, then what? It's all about serotonin. Well, you take these drugs like Prozac or Lexapro or whatever, and they may influence your norepinephrine levels or your serotonin levels, and you get some change in them right away. But the bigger effect of those is all these modern antidepressants have been found to be anti-inflammatory drugs. They help reduce the inflammation in the brain, and that's why you can ultimately get off in many cases. So again, many other kind of scenarios. These are just 3 I picked that are kind of common things that people are experiencing, that nobody's talking about how inflammation is playing a role in your recovery from these things. And so just keep that in mind. Oh, I forgot so what did we do here at Nemechek protocol? My protocol is designed to lower inflammation. It was designed to help adults with brain recovery initially, but we do it by increasing omega-3s. These are the molecules that help you, literally the chemical switch to turn off inflammation. We get those. It's important to get those from fish oil. We block omega-6 toxicity, so we have omega-6s turn on inflammation. We have way too much of that, and it's mainly coming from seed oils. So 2 tablespoons of olive oil today is predicted to dramatically reduce that omega-6 toxicity. Stop leaky gut. Small intestine bacterial overgrowth, you can use inulin. It doesn't work quite as well in adults as rifaximin is the preferred therapy that we use here because of its effectiveness, safety, and so forth. And then many people are walking around and they've got leaky gut from COVID. And this they're showing can last at least 2 years. It can probably, from patients I've worked with, I've had cases where the COVID was 3 or 4 years ago, and they've had leaky gut since then. And I'm confident of that because when you give them L-glutamine, it's the amino acid, when you give them that, they dramatically improve. And I use 2 tablespoons of Now Foods glutamine to reverse the COVID damage. And within a week or two, people just are dramatically improved. Remember, I mentioned the vagus nerve will regulate your inflammation. And so many people may need a Vitality Smart Cable. That's a vagus nerve neuromodulator we sell. And it kind of sounds kind of soft, but really it's a big deal. More sleep, less stress. Now, I know that's not always possible, but most people can try to give themselves more sleep and make some tough decisions to get rid of the stress. Okay, they do have big impact on your well-being. So I hope that's helpful for everybody. Other than that, everybody have a nice day. Take care. Bye.